Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set.
Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
And I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so.
Where things are looking real shaky for Shannon Sharpe's empire. DL Hughley just came out swinging, and he's not holding back one bit. He's dropping straight-up dirty tea on Shannon, and if even half of it's true, Shannon ain't just in trouble. He's caught in a full-blown industry meltdown. According to DL, Shannon sold out to the Hollywood gatekeepers. And now, the price tag's coming back with interest. And don't get it twisted, DL ain't the only one talking. The street's been buzzing for a while, and now the whispers sound more like warning sirens. Word is, Shannon may have promised some hush-hush deal to stay in the big boys' circle, but those deals always come with strings, and it looks like those strings just turned into chains. The second he couldn't keep up his end, boom! That Hollywood guillotine started sharpening. Behind the scenes, it's even messier. Sources are saying a crew of women are gearing up to file lawsuits, and the stuff they're claiming? Wild doesn't even begin to describe it. So now the question is, what exactly does DL Hughley know? And is Shannon really being blackmailed into silence? DL been warning Shannon for years, telling him to quit cozying up with those shady execs and begging for a seat at their table.
Initially, I was going to do it, and it kept my schedule. It just didn't work out, but I'm glad I didn't. I thought it got to be too messy, and I said it out loud. I think for a while, Club Shay Shay was like Wendy Williams with a weight set. Like, this dude. I mean, it was messy. The reason that those people went on Club Shay Shay in its first iteration before it became successful, it's because we saw what he did, and the reason I was going to go on is because we saw what Skip did to him.
But Shannon, he brushed it off like it was nothing. Now that his name's getting dragged through legal mess, DL wasted zero time tearing into him. The second Shannon's drama hit the trending list, DL popped off on Twitter and lit him up. He even said Shannon better be lucky he's not the one interviewing him on Club Shay Shay. Fans were torn. Some said DL was doing the most, kicking a man when he's already down. But DL? He don't care. He's been on this exact tip for years. He's always called out how Shannon flipped Club Shay Shay into a clout trap where black men get aired out just for views. And then came the knockout punch. DL shaded Shannon hard, calling him Wendy Williams with a weight set. Oof, that one stung bad, especially since people been saying for a while that Shannon loves to stir up drama just to make headlines pop. DL says Club Shay Shay ain't about truth no more, it's just viral mess and petty moments. According to him, Shannon's out here weaponizing his platform, poking at folks for clout, and now that energy might be circling back to eat him alive.
Is that when he said, put your glass back on or something like that?
That was so horrible to me that I think a lot of people were determined to help this black man be successful because of what had happened to him. And to kind of curate all that bull and have that place that they worked so hard for you to have so you would have your own space be just an amalgamation and curate all the bull that is happening in our community seemed insulting to me.
Last year, DL Hughley made it crystal. He ain't ever sitting down with Shannon Sharpe. Not now, not ever. Why? According to DL, Shannon's show is nothing but a chaotic circus. Messy, reckless, and straight up dangerous. He said the way guests are pushed to air out old beefs and spill dirt? Nah, DL wanted no parts of that madness. And let's be real, we all know what triggered him. That infamous Club Shay Shay episode with Cat Williams. You know the one. It went nuclear with over 90 million views and counting. One of the biggest podcast moments in YouTube history. Cat pulled up and set the whole industry on fire. He came at everyone. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart. Nobody was safe. He dropped bombs the whole episode. No filter, no hesitation. But here's the twist. Cat didn't even come for DL in that interview. Not once. Still, DL went off afterwards, slamming both Cat and Shannon for putting that chaos on full display. He made it clear, I ain't co-signing that mess. And that interview, it wasn't just wild for the drama, it had layers. Kat gave Shannon a warning right on camera. You got a weird loyalty to losers. People laughed, thought it was just Kat being Kat, but nah, that was a coded message. He was subtly calling out Shannon's ties to shady folks in the background. Kat wasn't being extra, he was dropping clues, real ones. He started hinting about the real danger in Hollywood, the kind that comes when you dance too close to the devil. And he wasn't talking about no fairy tales, he meant the real shot callers, the power players hiding in the shadows. When Kat said the devil, he was pointing to the ones behind the curtain, those gatekeepers who handpick stars and blacklist the rest. And when he brought up Kevin Hart, that was the dagger. Kat claimed Kevin had all the major deals before the fame. Translation: those doors opened through backdoor deals, not talent alone. He kept saying it loud. When you sell your soul in this business, you don't move how you want no more. You move how they say. Smile on command, stay silent when it counts, and do whatever it takes to stay in the game. This ain't just entertainment, it's control, and Kat exposed every piece of it live on air. At this point, it's like Shannon Sharpe's life got put on a permanent leash, and Kat Williams saw it coming a mile away. What really shocked folks wasn't just the chaos, it was how much Kat seemed to know about Shannon. From his strange dating choices to his hidden kinks, Kat pulled the curtain back without even flinching. He even warned Shannon on air, "You got the wrong energy around you." And now, looking back, it feels like Kat was dropping prophecy. If Shannon had listened instead of brushing it off, maybe he wouldn't be smack in the middle of a $50 million lawsuit right now. So here's what's really happening. Shannon's being sued by Gabriela Zuniga, better known as Gabby.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down.
And the accusations? Straight up disturbing. She claims Shannon was controlling, manipulative, and violent throughout their relationship. And it all allegedly exploded after that infamous IG Live meltdown. Gabby says things spiraled in January when Shannon sweet-talked his way back into her home and then forced himself on her. She also says he crossed major boundaries, ignored consent, and refused to use protection, even though she clearly said no. But what's got people raising eyebrows even more? Gabby was just 19 when this relationship started. Shannon, way older. Now the internet's asking, was he protected by the industry this whole time? And if so, are those same gatekeepers finally turning their backs on him? And it gets even messier. Gabby and Shannon's relationship allegedly involved heavy race play and BDSM. Stuff so wild it blew up when Shannon's own lawyer leaked explicit texts between them. These messages weren't just steamy, they were shocking. One text from Gabby read, "I want you to put a dog collar on my neck and choke me while you mess with me."
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. What it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you.
Another? You missed this big, juicy behind $25,000 per cheek. Only if you give me that baby gravy, then I'm all yours. And it didn't stop there. She also said, "That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better want it because you're stuck with it for life." Yeah, it was wild, raw, and real explicit. But Shannon's team is using these texts to paint the relationship as consensual and mutual, not abusive. His lawyer dropped a fiery response, calling the whole lawsuit a cynical and desperate money grab. He didn't hold back, saying Gabby and her attorney, Tony Busby, cooked up the whole case just to squeeze millions out of Shannon's fame. They're calling the accusations total fiction, filled with twisted lies, manipulation, and blackmail tactics. Shannon Sharpe didn't stay quiet. He clapped back hard, calling the lawsuit nothing but a straight-up money grab. He says Gabby and her high-powered lawyer, Tony Busby, are just trying to run a slick play for a massive cash-out, but he ain't folding. And just when it looked like the chaos hit its peak, it got even messier. Shannon hinted that Gabby's team got more heat locked and loaded, stuff they're saving to drop at just the right moment. He says they already leaked a chopped-up 32-second clip trying to make him look aggressive and dangerous. But according to him, it's all smoke and mirrors. Shannon claims that full footage is 10 minutes long and paints a very different picture. He even dared them to release the uncut video, saying it'll show what really went down. So now the big question is, why are they only showing the snippet? What are they holding back? And why? That's when things turn dark. For years, the streets and the industry been whispering about a hidden network of gatekeepers with secret vaults. We're talking freaky tapes, wild voice notes, and straight-up career-ending receipts, all stashed for blackmail. And guess who always pops up in those whispers? Diddy. Word is he kept tapes from those infamous Hollywood parties, the ones that could ruin multiple A-listers in one drop. But he ain't the only one. Allegedly, other big names were building their own dirty archives too. All of it? Insurance. So now people are wondering, is Shannon caught in that same trap? Did he break the unspoken rules? Step out of line one too many times? 'Cause now it's looking like the gatekeepers might be putting him on the chopping block. And this lawsuit? Some folks ain't buying the surface story. They think it's deeper, a setup, maybe even a punishment, a strategic strike to knock Shannon back into check, or push him out altogether. And the timing? Super suspicious. Right before all this exploded, Shannon was rumored to be closing in on a massive $100 million podcast deal after parting ways with Colin Cowherd's Volume Network. Now, that deal's up in the air, and Shannon's name is buried in scandal. Shannon Sharpe was that guy, the hottest free agent in the podcast world. Every major platform wanted a slice of the Club Shay Shay empire, and why wouldn't they? The show's got nearly 4 million subscribers and still holds the crown for the most viewed podcast episode in YouTube history. Shannon was right on the edge of leveling all the way up, ready to dominate media the same way he did the NFL. But then, boom! That lawsuit dropped like a nuke, and now fans are asking the real question. Was this lawsuit designed to block the bag? Was this all timed to perfection? Just to make sure Shannon never touched that billionaire-level money? Because the timing, too perfect. This doesn't feel like bad luck. It feels like a setup, like someone waited until he was one step from the top and then snatched the rug out. Before that $50 million lawsuit even hit the public, Gabby and her team were already deep in talks with Shannon's lawyer, trying to lock in a $10 million hush-hush deal. Word is, it was close to being finalized. Both sides were chillin', thinking they'd avoid a courtroom altogether. But out of nowhere, Gabby's team pulled the plug. They walked away from $10 million like it was nothing. That move had everybody side-eyeing hard. Why leave that much money on the table? Then things got even more suspicious. If Shannon was truly innocent, why was he even offering a payout that big? Some folks took it as a red flag, like he was trying to bury something deep before it saw daylight. Let's not forget, Diddy allegedly settled with Cassie for $30 million, and the streets believe he did it to dodge way worse fallout in court. The receipts against him? Too strong. So now folks are wondering, is Shannon in that same boat? Word on the net is Gabby's team found something explosive, something too real to ignore. Maybe audio, maybe video, maybe even photos. Whatever it is, people are saying that evidence is so airtight, they walked from the $10 million because they think they can get way more in court. And so far, it's not looking good. 2 audio clips have already gone viral. In the first one, you hear Shannon and Gabby arguing, and Shannon allegedly tells her, "You don't have a choice," after she says stop. That clip alone had the internet spinning. Then came the second clip, where Shannon allegedly doubled down, threatening to do it again in public. That's wild, that's reckless, and that's damaging. Gabby's lawyer, Tony Busby, says those clips are just the tip of the iceberg. He claims there's way more locked away, and the streets are starting to believe it. Now people are saying Gabby didn't walk from $10 million for no reason. She walked because she's convinced a jury might give her even more. But here's the twist. Some folks think this ain't just Gabby's move. Rumors are flying that she might be getting pushed by powerful folks in the shadows, industry players who want to make an example out of Shannon and bleed him dry. Now the real question is, who's pulling the strings behind this lawsuit? Because things just took a sinister turn, and it's looking way bigger than Gabby. While Shannon's team scrambles to manage the legal wildfire, fans and insiders are peeping strange moves happening behind the scenes. And it's got folks thinking, this ain't just about Gabby anymore. This could be the start of something massive. Anonymous tips have been flying in, and they're all saying the same thing. More lawsuits might be coming. Allegedly, at least 2 other women are already working with legal teams, and their stories? Just as wild, maybe even wilder. Their names are already being whispered in backdoor blogs, but word is, the legal teams are waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Some say they're planning to wait until Shannon locks in his next big media deal. Then boom, drop the hammer, and make the fallout nuclear. That might explain why Shannon's been so quiet lately. Normally, he's loud on social media, dropping quotes, flexing achievements, keeping eyes on him. But now, radio silence. Insiders say he's either being told to lay low, or he knows the storm ain't even halfway over. And it doesn't stop there. One of Shannon's reps was reportedly spotted leaving a top-tier crisis PR firm in LA last week. That move alone got the internet buzzing. Like maybe the walls are closing in faster than we thought. But here's the twist. Some people believe all this connects back to the circles Shannon's been moving in. Remember when Cat Williams told him straight up to stop riding with the wrong folks? Yeah. Now insiders say Shannon's been seen at parties with people allegedly under federal watch. We're talking feds involved. Real heat. And fans haven't forgotten, Shannon used to brag about being untouchable because of his industry ties. But now, those ties either dried up or flipped against him. And that's why some are saying, these lawsuits might not even be about justice. They might be about sending a message, silencing him, erasing him. So now we gotta ask, who's really next? Are we watching Shannon Sharpe fall? Or is this just the first wave of a bigger takedown aimed at Hollywood's deepest inner circle? Let's talk facts. Why did Gabby suddenly back out of that $10 million deal when it was right there on the table? She was this close to signing it and walking away. And let's not act like asking for $50 million wasn't bold, especially considering what's been shown so far. So what really changed? Here's where it gets shady. Whispers in the industry say a third party might be involved. Somebody behind Gabby, pulling strings and feeding fuel to the fire. Someone who wants this to explode. Even Mace and Cameron jumped into the convo on their podcast. And Mace said something crazy. He claimed Shannon must have been guilty of something to even offer that $10 million. But then threw in a curveball, saying maybe someone like a pimp told Gabby to reject the deal and push it into court instead. Maybe Mace was just talking wild, but that comment lit the internet up, especially when you look at how fast ESPN moved once this case started trending. Reports say they quietly told Shannon to step down, and behind the scenes, they're already scouting his replacement. Even Stephen A. Smith, who always has something to say, been ghost on this one. And that's the same Stephen A. who defended Jay-Z when he got dragged into Diddy's mess. But now, he's backing away from Shannon like it's all radioactive. So what's really going on here? Is the evidence so brutal that even Shannon's closest allies are gone? Or is there a silent takedown happening behind the curtain, fueled by power players who want him off the board? Either way, the game done shifted, and it ain't looking good for Shannon. But what do you think? Is this a setup by forces bigger than we realize? Or is it karma finally catching up? Drop your take in the comments below. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe for the full breakdowns. We've only scratched the surface, so stick around for the next video.